sales are improving. Futures decline as oil rebounds. Traders await key inflation reading. That's 8:30, coming out in about 19 minutes to go. Chip stock Marvel has more than tripled in the past year. Analysts say buy more after the latest earnings report. Marvel. More monthly auto loan payments are above $1,000, and most are not for luxury models. Ouch. What else? Biggest movers pre-market: Snowflake, Best Buy, Kohl's, Dollar Tree, and more. CVS to restore coverage of Zepbound, adding Eli Lilly's obesity pill to drug plans. There you go, CVS. Best Buy beats on top and bottom lines. The retailer aims to reinvigorate sales. Trump accounts, they start launching on July 4th, if I'm not mistaken. I thought that was discussed at the cabinet meeting yesterday. Rating your 401k as average balances fall. My God. Why are we rating our average balances as the markets are ripping to the top side? Let that thing grow. Let it grow. Let it go. Ferrari CEO defends the $640,000 price tag for the first fully electric car. I think they just don't want anybody to buy it. Man, oh man, what a disappointment there. What else? Caesars Entertainment, $18 billion leisure push there, or sorry, firm to buy. There you go. Fertitta, is that Fertitta? I don't know what that is. To buy Caesars Entertainment. Yeah, it did show up as the biggest volume trade on the pre-market session. I'm assuming that has to do with that. Rally in chip stocks. What is that, like Ulta Beauty? Rally in chip stocks becomes the most hated in history. Okay. I don't know what we're hating on here. I mean, it's a lockout rally for sure, but hopefully you've gotten a piece somewhere. Doesn't have to be the big dogs, but hopefully you've gotten a piece of this, a piece of that. AI stock is surging after an open AI ex-employee fund disclosed the stake. Nebius, maybe that's it. I would have to assume that's it. Open this up. Nebius popped in the pre-market after Leopold Situational Awareness owns over 12 million Class A shares in the AI cloud provider. Yes, thank you, Leo. Literally bought it yesterday. Thank you, market gods. This is what happens when you stick with market leaders. What else is going on here? Stock-specific stuff. We've got Mistral to explore designing its own chips. Okay, is this what's going on with Broadcom taking it on the chin? I can't figure it out. Are some of these clients going to design their own stuff? Interesting. Google TPUs, they're going to design those. Like, what's going on here with Broadcom? Energy inflation has been more than persistent, as expected. Goolsbee tells CNBC, fine. AI domination is raising concerns about the bull. I mean, really, honestly. Dick's Sporting Goods' latest quarter signals a bright spot for Nike. Interesting. Driving instead of flying. I don't think that's a good trade-off, time-wise. Salesforce beats on earnings and revenue, but full-year guidance comes in light. There you have it. That is your big top-down read of the headlines this morning from good old CNBC. I'd say we had some okay headlines in here, primarily looking at NBIS, primarily looking at the Snowflake read, as well as over here, kind of just understanding that crude higher, rates higher, market, not really a fan of that, right? So that's sort of it. That's it through the top line. Let's do what we do best. We got 8:14 and 46 seconds on the clock. I think it's time to jump on over into our big old ES futures on the 4-hour time scale. And we'll see what's going on there. Does Broadcom still deserve a spot on the core list? Yes, just because it's a heavyweight influence for the S&P. Palantir, Robinhood, those things can get dropped like flies just because they are not in the top 10 for the S&P 500. AVGO is like number 6 or something like that. All right, let's jump on into Thinkorswim. Grab a sip of tea, coffee, water, whatever it is that you've got at the desk this morning, and we will see what's going on with these futures ahead of PCE inflation data. We'll get the job done here and ultimately build a game plan for today's session. Here we go. Grab a sip, and I'll meet you at the screens. Oof, absolute cup of rocket fuel this morning. I watched a clip of, I forget why it showed up on my feed, but I was on X, and I was looking at some chart stuff, and then suddenly there's a coffee clip in my feed, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch this. I like coffee every now and then. I'll watch this little clip. It was somebody doing the full espresso thing. It was like, you grind your beans, you tamp the little espresso thing. I'm sure there's a technical term for this stuff. You sort of aerate it with that little spiky thing, and then you percolate it with, the right amount of pressure, and you make a nice little espresso shot. Great. I scroll one more because I'm like, okay, I'm sort of in a coffee mode right now. And it's the guy from Duck Dynasty. You guys remember that TV show? Duck Dynasty? The older gentleman with the long beard, long hair. And he's talking about how he makes his coffee. and he's just scooping grounds, scooping grounds, scooping grounds. This man must have put a half a can of coffee grounds into his filter before he brewed the pot, and he was saying, I just make it taste real strong, real, like rocket fuel here, and that's it. That's just the name of the game. And you drink it black, no cream, no sugar. Anyway, is that his name? Silas? Well, we've got in honor of Silas, a rocket fuel cup of coffee this morning as we jump into our ES futures here on the 4-hour time scale, which, as we know, may be subject to change here in the next little bit based on the big 8:30 data release. As we recall, we've got PCE, we've got GDP, we've got jobless claims. We've also got durable goods orders. So there's 4 big cohorts of data that are being released at 8:30. That's about 13 minutes from now. We'll keep an open mind. We'll continue to take a sip of this rocket fuel, and we'll jump into the 4-hour analysis here. The Jeb, I don't know, sound like both of them could be right. Silas, Jeb, something like that. Cowboy coffee, piping hot, strong as it gets. All right, what do we have here on the 4-hour time scale? Absolute ripper of a trend in the upward direction. Big move higher here. This is your last daily firm higher low, right? As we know, that is a really strong spot for the market support. Excuse me. And as we walk forward from here, this is really just a bull flag. This is just a bull flag at the highs. And as we know, even if we were to drop down underneath the multi-day balance range lows, if you didn't watch last night's episode of the midweek market update, what are we doing? Why are we not watching that? I think that was the worst video view-wise in a long time. What are you guys doing? You guys slacking on me? You guys not watching the midweek market update video? Anyway, the big thing is just that this consolidation can fail. We can pull back. And as long as there's a higher low, I mean, in a picture perfect world over this level here, that would be great. As long as there's a higher low here, that looks awesome. I mean, you could do it here at the daily 20 SMA as well, right? If we could do something along these lines, you're still dealing with a 4-hour uptrend. 4-hour trend remains in the upward direction. Really don't have any concerns with that. Really don't have any concerns with that. So I like what I'm seeing. The 4-hour trend still remains up as much as, it's fun to write a bearish title of the video and say, oh, I gotcha. The markets aren't really doing anything wrong. We've just gone sideways for 2 days up here. Fine. Digestion literally at all-time highs. We have some bullish things happening under the hood with software rotation versus semi-rotation, software versus semis. We know that the data center names and AI clouds are continuing to act well. We see that Snowflake is ripping higher this morning. Oracle, Irene, all sympathy to NBIS. I mean, it looks good out there. There's a lot of stuff still moving higher. So getting back to the ES futures in the 4-hour chart, even if this does do something along these lines, I would think that the breadth and the broadening out of the market rally so far would be a positive force for dampening any effects of the pullback, right? You could pull back in here. You could get a little nasty. You get a little bit of red on the screen and everybody starts freaking out. Oh my goodness, a pullback. What the heck is this? I haven't seen a pullback in ages. Market forgot what a pullback was, right? Get a little nasty in there, breaking the 2-day low. I think you could easily start to support this for higher lows because of the way that the market's broadened out. Again, if you want the full breakdown, if you want the full supporting evidence stack, go watch the video. Let's jump on into the hourly chart here. Let's take a look at the 1-hour time frame. Just see what's going on, right? Is the hourly trend up or down? I'd still argue that it's up. I would still argue that it is up. You've got lows, higher lows, higher lows. This is really just a set of 2 equal lows, but they're higher lows in the overall count, right? This is bullish on the hourly perspective, higher lows across the board. We've got this unrepaired overnight high. That's interesting to me. Yesterday, so much for that pre-market strength, it kind of evaporated and we just remained sideways in range. I like the little end of day rally through here. That was cool. But aside from that, not a whole heck of a lot going on to change the hourly trend. If we break down today, does that bring in a lower low? I would say yes. This brings you a lower low, which means that we could start looking for an hourly reversal, get a balance range. Hourly trend flips to down here from up, maybe neutral, to then down. And if you could support this, that's where the buyers step up and say, hey, higher low on the 4-hour perspective. Right. So we can see how the time frames work together here. Okay, so what does that mean? I mean, your critical level is just clearly going to be the 2-day equal low, which is right around that 75, 15, same level we talked about yesterday. We've been talking about this level for, I mean, it's a shortened holiday week, so I'm going to say all week, but really it's 2 days. Today's Thursday. It's the third trading day of the week. So 75.15, got to stay above it. Got to stay above it. Excuse me. There we go. Another sip of this coffee. Beautiful. Beauty. Absolute beauty. So looking good here on the ES futures. I don't really see any problems with 75.15. Pre-market is starting to test it a little bit. If we just go look below and fail, I mean bullish there. If we go look below and go, fine. Bearish pullback today. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Let's start to get granular. As we know, we've got about another 9 minutes to go until the PCE 8:30 data release starts to come out. PCE GDP, durable goods, jobless claims. Busy, busy morning. Busy, busy morning. All right. What do we have going on over here? Gulp and gone. Gulp and grab. Shout out Beth. Expect a little extra on that Amazon Prime payment. ES futures. 15-minute chart, really nothing more than a balanced session in here. Not much more to say other than that. You got a balanced open, you kind of washed it out, failed to go lower, rallied into the afternoon, right? Thanks, Meta. Thanks, Metaverse. Looks good. A paid tier for Meta 1. And what's up with that? I guess. I don't know. I think they're trying to take a page out of the X playbook. Although it's not X. It's over here or something. I think I'm pointing at it probably. Somewhere in there? Yeah. Looks good. Follow us on that. But yeah, paid tier for Meta, sending the market higher, saving the day for the Mag 7, getting that thing up off the floor. Amazon looked fantastic yesterday. So not everything looks great headed into this morning session. Here's you're like, hey, we're going to retaliate. Crude oil higher or interest rates higher. But for the most part, once again, the main point is just that this low has not really been violated in a big way yet. This is 75.15. We could see that yesterday was just a balanced day, not much to really write home about. Here is your Tuesday open. Here's your Wednesday session. So, like overlapping. There's really nothing to say there, just overlapping. We went from opening on a gap up indication, and oh my goodness, if value can't get overlapping to down, gap rule number 5, we should be looking for the odds of an end of day rally to increase. Did that happen? No, because we did not end up opening on a true gap. We ended up opening in range. We're completely overlapping here. Fine. Everybody's comfortable. Everybody's balanced. Everybody's, as we've got in the chat, just hanging out, right? Just hanging out. That's all. So not much to really dive into on the 15 other than just getting down to business, brass tacks, if you will, on the 3.5 questions. We do have the PCE, the big data drop at 8:30 coming out in about 6-7 minutes now. So we'll just take it easy through the 3 questions. We won't get too far ahead of ourselves. As a matter of fact, let's just save the 3.5 questions for the 8:30 time frame. And in the meantime, let's go over here to the snowflake. Go take a look at this snowflake, right? Have a look at this thing. Big rip to the top side. This is going to be your forecast open up here. Let's just call that 242.25. Fantastic. Great. Awesome. Let's make it cyan. Do this. Look at where we're opening. Huge gap up. Let's go to a daily chart here on Snowflake. Look at this thing. It's going to repair this structure. Snowflake, one of the better names out of this low in here, right? Looks way better than, let's just say, a CRM. You can go to CRM as well. CRM earnings, dud, flop, hate it. This thing's been garbage. Great short opportunity back over here on this head and shoulders. So I would stay far, far away from a CRM, and I would say, okay, Snowflake, I don't know that we do anything with it right here today. I mean, if you're not already long Snowflake, there's nothing to really do about this. But the idea for me would just be, okay, well, what do we
a fait un rebond là sur la moins 1,5. Ce serait bien de passer ce niveau. On a un joli soutien là pour renforcer si on y va. On va bien aller chercher cet 1,5. Ça fait du voyage, mais il faut que fasse un clos. Faut que je fasse des profits importants si je veux réussir cette propre firme avant 1h15. On va peut-être tout jouer sur ce point, hein. Et ça remet du soutien là, c'est bien. Ici, ça bouge pas. Ouf, c'est parti. C'est pareil. Ils ont décalé. Je crois qu'ils non, ils ont pas décalé. On peut se mettre déjà 2 sell limit sur le 91-18 et chercher les 2 sur les 91-18 et 3 sur les 52 là-haut peut-être. Ouais, on voit qu'on a un peu ici on a un petit mur, donc sur les 18, pas mal. On va tenir. On a 5 lots hein, pour l'instant. Je suis en train de calculer, je dois arriver à 26 500, donc j'aurais peut-être dû charger un peu plus, mais je m'attendais à ce qu'il revienne un peu plus bas pour recharger les jolis murs en plus. Temps d'iceberg. Ils sont partis. C'est pas mal. On va attendre. On va attendre. Si on va charger là un peu plus. J'aurais bien lâché quelques contrats avant qu'on y revienne. Bon, là, ça sert à rien que je sorte 30 balles. Vu qu'on doit faire 1300 de fer. Pas trop ce mur là. C'est bien comme le marché monte. Mon point d'entrée, est positionné sous la SD1 alors que je suis rentré par là-bas ici. Sur la SD2. C'est pas super. Je vais retenir le prix là-haut. Un petit pourrail ici avec la lettre, je sais pas quelle lettre c'est là. Et ça peut être retravaillé. Cette allure-là, va falloir que j'envoie des mini lots parce que je vais sortir en manuel, je pense. Je vais voir comment ça se passe. Ça, c'est cool. C'est bon, cool. 1.5, cette VWAP. Peut-être un VWAP 80. Ouais. Ici, en fait, le scalping, ça aurait dû être SD1, 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 un mini lot. Pas mal de profit. Allez, reviens sur ton VWAP. Faut qu'on perde de contrat, par contre, 10-12, léger, mais bon. Donc, attention mon point d'entrée parce qu'on a bien, il a bien décalé par rapport à la VWAP. Finalement, on n'est pas si haut que ça. Pour ce genre de journée, normalement, voilà, hein, quand on ouvre dans la fourchette, on attend 30 minutes. Quand on ouvre dans la fourchette de la veille, on attend 30 minutes avant de prendre des positions. On a souvent du rotationnel et pour du rotationnel, on veut voir la value, on veut voir les B où ils vont s'ouvrir. Et ils vont s'ouvrir dans les 8 minutes. C'est intéressant, ils ont lâché l'affaire en haut, ça repousse en bas, remettre de l'eau. J'arrive à 7000 gros, j'aurais dû envoyer un mini direct. Mais bon, moi, je vais pouvoir sortir en mesure peut-être. Et on va recharger bien ici. On va bien avoir du soutien qui revienne par là. C'était pas mal hein, ce qu'on avait ici là. Allez, on va aller chercher pour ail. Tellement. Petit balayage là-haut. On va bien qu'il y aille là. On fasse un bel excès. Je sors toutes mes positions pour en reprendre. Ça remet des contrats. Voilà. Ok, donc ouais, bon, la priorité 1, elle est là, hein, 80, 91, 80. Donc juste sur la heatmap, normalement on est bullish, on va les liquidités les plus larges, perdre des mains, théorie. Priorité 1, priorité 2.
One, 3, 6, and the low is 29,763. One of them is likely to get tested.
Oh, yeah, most likely. Yeah. So we just got to be aware of that.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, seems like bulls really don't want the price to go to this weekly opening gap either. That's been tried yesterday. Was this yesterday? Yeah, tried yesterday. Got instantly bought up, but like almost no replays. We did have this.
I think you got room to 650, Albert. If you're not trimming some off at 650, you need to. You made your position. You have a 613 average. I mean, you got your position all the way to 680, 690, and you didn't take any profit off. Just when it gets back up there, just trim a little bit just in case it rejects. If it doesn't reject, try to hold to the top of that channel 670. You're in an empty pocket here. That's why it takes for.
Just trying to make all my Top Step money in one shot. That's all.
That's why you keep blowing accounts, bro.
Con los inversionistas. Cuando quiero que el precio sube, y si no baja, siempre te dan el sensei. Él decía hacia dónde va el mercado. Ya fue, ahí tiro los mínimos.
Don't worry, Shaq. The General gives you a break to keep you covered, whether it's on your car insurance.
Cracking right through the 500s. That is impressive. I just want to give this a second, right? Here comes the discretion.
the utilization of our subjective interpretation that momentum is aggressive. I'm giving this a second to come all the way down here to Tuesday's low, which we are sweeping right in here. I could get my face ripped off on this one, guys, but I'm gonna run it. I might get my face absolutely ripped off on this one, but I'm gonna run this. I'm in long down here, guys. 50,453. Got my area of interest hit literally right off the rip here. We came down, traded directly to this low. We are at the low end of this range. I think this is going to be an aggressive stop out if I take it. If we are not going to bounce here, if we're not going to find buyers in here, maybe off of these 400s, 300s, we're going to rip faces to the downside and come all the way down. So my style is mean reversion on YM, coming right back up to VWAP. This presents to be a really nice way to structure risk to the upside. I like it. We got it right off the open. It's aggressive. We got that momentum to the downside. I'm in. We're going to run it. Got to put our trades on without reservation or hesitation. I will sit patiently here for hours. You guys have watched me do it before, and then we'll put my trades on right into the open if they set up for me. So today is one of those deals. Again, I will note aggressive, right? I'm buying into selling pressure. I'm not waiting for any kind of reaction, from that level. I was waiting for it to be hit. Just a split second pause, and we weren't going to run completely through it. And I'm going to look for this quick move back up to VWAP. This could be a quick win, likely going to be a quick win or a quick pause. And based on how quick this one is going to come, if I take the loss or the W, I'm probably going to hop over to some Lucid accounts and scalp NQ with you guys. My Lucid Live accounts don't have YM data right now. Probably going to ask for it. Protection here. I'm just running this really zoomed out on the 15-minute, taking a look here. Yeah, I think we're either coming back up to this area of high volume. We did crack the high and then drift lower yesterday. We really didn't pull anything crazy in the overnight session. I'd like this for the reversion right back into current volume body control, VWAP, this high volume node right here. Again, if we come lower, I'm absolutely dead wrong. And I think shorts are a huge play here, right? You could absolutely inverse me, right?
Expecting reversal to one side. Too high.
link I sent you, let me repaste in here. So we have a lot of case studies here, but if you scroll a little bit down, you have the gap ups above core resistance, breaking core resistance, at core resistance, trading below core resistance. So we really brought some really extensive articles here. So guys, just go through them. If you don't know where to find them, you use the link, just ask Quinn. Quinn can help you really get access to these articles and basically understand mechanics of it.
Now we are back at the 30,000. We have also our core resistance is sitting from NQ. So let's see how this will be figuring out. And if you're looking also into our guidance, in this case, because we are now at the major core resistance, take a closer look onto pinning. What is pinning again?
Yeah, pinning, very important concept. Basically, what happens when we see a lot of option activity at a certain level, the price tend to pin because the way market makers are hedging, so they are buying and selling the underlying asset as we approach those levels. So those conflicting order can cause the price to stall at a certain level, especially if we have a lot of gamma expiring there. So this level there is really key now, 30,000. Yeah.
Give the pinning area 25 points in average to see if we're really breaking core resistance. And again, also looking to semiconductors, if they're supporting the downtrend or if they are sitting and waiting. Because at the moment, as you know, semiconductors are really driving the market.
New tick high.
So let's see. See if we can catch now a nice tweet. Let's wait until we're coming into high vol and high volatility or a bigger area of interest. Why is it a bigger area? Because here we can see if the market wants really dropping or not. There is where we flipping from positive gamma into negative gamma. And also we have here high vol and high volatility at the same time. Again, also negative pressure. We are now below high volatility on the stocks. So let's see. And this doesn't mean that we could have some buy bias so that we say, okay, we are now buying or we are now selling. No, this is only an interesting area for us where we're taking a closer look into it. And then we make a decision depending on the price action. But for now, if the trend continues and we see the price action also on the semiconductors, this could be some really interesting stuff for us for the downside. But at the moment, just waiting because we are not really dropping through high vol and high volatility. Why is this so important? If you're dropping through high vol and high volatility, Fabio, this is the people call it the flip area. And what is this meaning based for volatility?
Yeah, so basically it's where gamma flips from positive to negative and vice versa. And also that means like how market makers are hedging changes as well. So it's very important because when we go into a negative gamma environment, volatility tends to increase because of the way market makers are hedging. And basically, those levels are very, very important. They tend to normally bring a lot of volatility. So unless we are in a normal market condition, when we are pinning around that level, which is acting as a really strong magnet, then that could bring a lot of volatility in the market. That doesn't mean the market's going to go down necessarily, but you could see like bigger candles at those areas.
New tick high.
Do you watch NVIDIA as NQ, QQQ confluence? No, at the moment, NVIDIA not. For one simple reason. Let's go into the semiconductors. Here we go, because I have Dell here. So let's go in this Intel. Take it closer to NVIDIA.
New tick high.
So this is NVIDIA, and let's go into the forward time frame, and then it becomes much more clear. Why I'm not looking into NVIDIA after earnings for confluence for QQQ? The answer is really simple. So let's take out the levels for a minute. So you have here your earnings, this area here, earnings, this area here, earnings, this area here, and earnings, this area here. So what you can now see, Jay, when we was having earnings in the last few times, the market, NVIDIA was dropping after earnings. And this is for me, no confluence. Because this is a behavior from NVIDIA. First, we're pumping, and then we're dumping at the earnings. And this is not the first time that I'm seeing something like this. This is why NVIDIA after earnings, on the first day, yes, because there's a lot of things going on. Before earnings, after earnings, the first day. But after this, no, I have no interest in this. This is more a swing trade. Because as a trader, what you should be really looking into patterns. And if you're figuring out, hey, after earnings, the last times we was always having some sell pressure. What you're doing, you short the stock as a swing trade because you have bias on historical data, or you set up some options. How be correct?
Yeah, you can play. Yeah, you can play with options. You can play directionally. You can play with spreads. So there's different ways. And once our back testing is released in a few weeks, that's gonna also make it easier to understand which level to use, how to play with them, things like that.
So this is really one of the things. So do you pay attention to the magnetic looking into ES, and we are so focused on the SPX and on the SPY and on the ES. But
Sweep sellers, sweep sellers.
yeah, that the SPX and the ES and the SPY is based on an index. And what is based on the index, if we're looking into the index.
Sell, stop sell.
And there's where we have to look at. If you want to be a really great sniper, you want trade maybe only 1-2 trades each day or each week and becoming very powerful, then you have to going under the hood from the index. Look what happens there. Find out what's really happened.
Stop sell,
And then
top sell, stop sell, stop sell.
yesterday was the best example. Maybe was trading yesterday the short on the nest. I was asking the people, hey, is this the trade of the week for you? I believe 90% of the people was saying yes. This was a perfect shot. This was a really great trade. And then I was asking them, by the way, how this would be looking like if you're trading only 1 or 2 times each week some of the trades, or maybe once a month. Then you would be reduced all the noises from your trades, when you're taking losses, when you have little profits, when you break even, all stuff. Wait for the big stuff. Patrick, maybe you may find the sector that are on momentum. You found the stocks on Bloomberg, but Phil could give it as well. So I don't find stocks on Bloomberg. The data is based on Bloomberg, but I don't find it on Bloomberg.
I heard sell.
So it's already in the news. And we was talking about stocks in the last live trading sessions. You can go into them. We was talking about this. We was talking last time NVIDIA, about NVIDIA earnings. We was looking into this. Before NVIDIA earnings, we was looking into stocks. So it's not that we having this now on Bloomberg or something like this. No.
But I think, Patrick, if I can, you can do this on Queen for sure. So let me show you. Let me show you here, right? So Andres, very easy. Again, I took your query and I just typed in a quick prompt. Can you show me the sector ETFs that have seen a growth or momentum score last week? So here we're seeing the different sectors, current momentum, momentum change. So in this case, actually momentum score went down by 3 points. Current momentum is 1. And then we're seeing basically industrials have seen an increase in 2 points of momentum. And then here you basically get analysis. So then
Stop buying, stop buying.
and you can say, like, let's say that the top stocks in the industrial sector.
Stop buying, stop buying.
Then you basically can create further analysis and a further screen of that. I think that this is really the part where we went from an idea, like an idea in your mind. You type the prompt, you get the data, and then you can refine and you can go into really actionable things very fast.
Oh, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. So if this is only one step, by the way, guys. If you're using this principle where we're scanning for momentum, as we were seeing based on statistics since 2010, it is all about momentum. All right, we get it. We now also understanding, hey, it's all about stocks because of the standard deviation. It's much more important than the Magnificent Seven at the moment.
Not sell,
But if we're using
not sell.
and we see now the ETFs, so what is the ETF at the end? It is the same like an indices will have holdings, correct?
Yeah.
So what is now for us interesting?
Stop
Let's
buying,
take a closer
stop
look into
buying.
the ETF. and take a closer look into the holdings and which stock from them where the holdings are at the moment on a strong momentum also. We were seeing this on stocks on Micron, and this was, by the way, I will switch back to you really soon, Fabio. This was, by the way, how we was analyzing this in the program and also yesterday.
Top down.
So let's do it again. So we was basically finding out two things. Let's put in here Micron. And this was why the trade was the trade of the weekend. And the week is done, by the way, guys. So probably the month, next month could be also. So one thing what we was doing. So we was finding out semiconductors, momentum in the play. Everybody is agree with this? Yeah, I hope so. Then we was finding out based on historical data that if we coming into 1-day max, stocks ETF have not so much power to break through 1-day max. Statistically, we have a chance that we play in the range between 1-day max and 1-day min over 80% of the time. Really important. That's why the 1-day max and 1-day min.
The way you see it, I did.
Really important. This is
The way you describe it.
your homework, and we was doing this already in the 6 a.m. morning call together. We was saying basically, hey, if stocks coming into the area of the 1-day max, I believe we cannot break through this because of the statistic what we have on the
Stop buying.
the data on
Stop buying. Stop buying. Stop buying.
1-day max and 1-day min indicator. Then we was also
Sweep
see
fires. Sweep fires.
one is the
Sweep fires.
fiber
Sweep fires. Sweep fires.
semiconductors. Take your homework, not only looking into the ETFs. So it's such an importance. Who is the driver from the ETF? He was doing our homework. Therefore, Micron Technologies. Why? One of the big key was the upgrade from the UPS analyst from 580 to over 1,200 or 300 US dollars. And not only, about also supply. And we was also seeing yesterday becoming near to the 1,000
Stop sell.
crazy
Stop sell.
area. And if you
Stop
be a stock trader, trading at some point stocks, you know exactly what has happened at the 1,000. What has happened on the big 1,000? Maybe we have people here who were trading in the past. What? NVIDIA or Tesla.
Iceberg buy. Iceberg buy.
This is exactly now happened with Micron. So it was on 1,000. There's 2 points. Maybe the guys are so crazy and
Stop sell. Stop sell.
For a second, they will be hammering stuff. All right. So, but there we was on stocks on near 1-day max, and we knowing based on historical data, there's a less opportunity that we're going through this and get followed. So there was a more likely opportunity if we're coming into the 1,000 US dollars price range, they will be hammered.
Stop sell. Stop sell.
Now, if you be an NQ trader, you can connect the dots. So simple. So simple. All right. How you was able to connect the dots? So simple. Guys, let's go here. And now we switch to NQ. Remember 1-day max, stocks, micro. Now to NQ. Here we go. Which we was?
Stop sell. Stop sell.
It was far away from 30,000. Boom. We are also was over 30,000. Over 30,000. There was the time for the correction, a perfect time for the correction also on the Nasdaq. Bring this back to 30,000. And this is how you trade NQ. And this is at the end how you play with the gamma levels. Then you can connect all the dots. But if you're sitting only on the NQ and telling us, hey, Fabio, Patrick, the levels are not working. This is, I don't know, whatever you're saying about this. Guys, do your homework. This was so powerful setup yesterday. So crazy. Right. And this is why you're making, by the way, all the analysis. And this is how you can make maybe only 1 or 2 trades, maybe
Stop sell. Stop sell.
2 weeks per day, per month, because you're waiting for the big stuff until it happens.
Stop
And
buy.
long term,
Stop buy.
you'll be also a prop trader. If you, I understand this. I understand this. That if you be a prop trader, you have subscription, you pay maybe $250 or whatever for the next month if you're rolling into the next month.
Iceberg sell.
If you do maybe
Iceberg sell.
1 trade per week or something like this, and you're looking only for the good stuff, on long term, you're becoming much more successful as you would be a crazy scalper and going in, going in, going in. And it's much more calm. All right, that's from my side, Fabio. Everything is calm here.
Going back to my side, what Patrick was mentioning, it's also possible on Queen. So basically, here we are ranking those companies that we saw before by momentum and option. And then here you have the divergence, the alignment. So here we have our momentum score, we have our option score, and you can see whenever we see a divergence that's going very strong option score, but weak momentum. There's a bullish divergence there. Again, this is really data that you can use then to formulate your theory and trade those assets.
All right, give me only one minute, Fabio. Stay on Quinn. I will be opening also my Quinn.
Yeah.
It will be unfair if I'm not sharing this, because I was sharing this also in the European session. I was sharing this in the 6 a.m. club. There's also something really powerful, and you can backtest this. We was talking also about this in the pro room, but because I was already sharing this, I think I will be sharing. But give me only 1 minute. I need to figure it out on my side. Okay, here we go. Let's set up also my trading view again. Let's go into SPX. Here we go. We're going into the 4-hour time frame. And all right, let's remove everything. Here we go. This will be blowing your minds how Quinn can help you guys, by the way. This is worth to pay for Quinn, by the way. This is now the big thing. All right. Woo! Are you ready? Give me a like, guys, because no, normally I must give you an invoice for this one. Well, to be really sure. All right, let's do it. All right. No.
Stop buy. Stop buy. Stop buy. Stop buy. Stop buy.
So
Stop buy.
the prop one I was doing yesterday with our pro members, let's make it a little bigger now. Here we go. So we was really looking into risk on, risk off. This was the topic yesterday on our site in the MentorQ Pro.
Stop sell.
And we was
Stop
really
sell.
looking into the SPY versus TLT. And we was looking into compare the last 90 days of GEX and find out meaningful stuff for risk on and risk off, and giving us this in a simple language, what you see. All right, so then we zoom a little bit out. Then we were seeing something
Stop button.
when
Stop
we were
button.
doing this, we were seeing patterns. Normally, the risk on, risk off, as Quinn was doing correctly, it's the reverse. Yeah, this is what you should be looking for. But this is not what you're really looking for, because now take a closer look. Let's start on May 15th. There was the change from diverge into both are negative. May 15th. All right, May 15th. What was happened? Here we go.
Stop sell. Stop sell. Stop sell.
We're going to the
Stop
down.
sell.
All right, we get it. Now, what was happened? At May 21, we was changed into both positive.
Stop
correct?
button. Stop button.
Yes, correct. When this was starting, May 21. Go back to Zoom, May 21. Here we go. Here was the start, May 21. Boom. Outside. And we can do this all the time, by the way, and you can do this also on your side. If you're looking into the change from both positive or both negative, you have a really great success rate. One of our pro members was testing this. You have a success rate from 75% that the market will be dropped or going up based on positive and negative pattern. And this is an edge. If you have something like this on your side, this is only
Sweep
one
sellers.
and
Stop sell. Stop sell.
single day.
Sweep sellers.
Find really
Sweep sellers.
is there a change on the pattern, yes or no? And if this is there a change, you know it based on historical data. You can do it on your own end, and boom, you have a really nice trading signal. And this is the pros that they was going crazy because they think, man, this is the only thing what we need, because then we can find
Stop sell.
when
Stop sell.
it's possible to change the structure. And we give this between. And we have only to check this every single day. It takes 1 minute. Only 1 minute, one simple prompt. And this is paying you at the end everything. The options trader, it could be swing trader. Only as example guy. You have the prompt, it's improved. But if you were smart, you were seeing this, and I will tell you this, so no worries, because we
Stop button.
work with this really compare gags of SPY versus TLT last 90 days and tell me what is the meaning for risk on and risk off, really simple. And then run the prompt, look for the pattern, and then you will see the magic behind this. Do this on your own end. Do the analysis, take a closer look into it. And more powerful is if we see both positive and both negative. If we have to change from negative into positive. It sounds like
Stop
crazy,
sell.
but it works.
Stop sell.
And I don't care about everything about risk on, risk off. Normally, we should be looking into the reverse, but it works. And this is our edge. All right, check.
On. And you said you're looking, which chart were you primarily looking at? The 377.6 or the 86 range? You're busy at 10 after 10.
Sweep fires. Iceberg sell. Iceberg sell. Stop button. Sweep fires. 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 Sweep sellers. Sweep fires. Sweep fires. sweep sellers, sweep sellers, sweep fires, sweep sellers, sweep sellers, sweep fires, sweep fires, sweep sellers, iceberg bottom, sweep sellers, sweep sellers, iceberg bottom, iceberg bottom, iceberg bottom, iceberg bottom, sweep fires, sweep fires, sweep sellers, sweep sellers, iceberg sell, iceberg sell, iceberg sell, iceberg sell, sweep sellers, sweep sellers, sweep sellers, iceberg sell, iceberg sell, stop sell, stop sell, iceberg sell, iceberg sell, iceberg sell, iceberg sell, iceberg bottom, iceberg bottom,
You can get access to the recording, you can get access to the live sessions, so please give us your love and
stop bottom, stop bottom.
go there, really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, have a good one, guys. Good session. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Stop sell, stop sell,
Need to speak. Calls for some fire.
Jalapenos, dear.
I'm feeling spicy.
stop bottom, stop bottom,
That's gonna fuck me on my Aruba trip flight. Well, no, dude, they're doing all these like travel advisories now, and it's like, I know it's Aruba's near Venezuela, but still, it's like, come on, man. Can we not just try to steal everybody's fucking oil so I can go on vacation?
Trump's over here like, give me that shit.
You got the one travel
Out of
advisory.
my position. What the hell is that?
I don't know, petty theft, drug activity, nothing crazy. Anything overseas, like
Go to other countries because
Yeah.
people hate the US.
level 2 is like Egypt. Like if you want to go to Egypt, it's level 2. Or,
iceberg sell,
to-
iceberg sell,
If you see something with a level 4 travel, you don't want to go there right now.
Is Dallas, Texas good?
iceberg sell, iceberg sell,
I'm just kidding. I'm going to Dallas on the 13th through the 15th.
There are currently no widespread travel alerts for Dallas, Texas.
Kidding, bro.
Just bring your sunscreen.
I'm going to the Japan versus Netherlands World Cup game, dude. I'm so excited. It's gonna be. I've never been to any sort of World Cup game, obviously, and
Yeah,
just
dude, I
the-
would love
the
to go.
vibe
I
in
just,
general there is gonna be cool.
I don't love.
That's kind of what happened.
I look where it's
So, be one more chat higher. I want to be careful about this kind of move of just find people here and go higher. I'd rather see an attempt higher, test this again,
top
and
bottom, top bottom,
because these moves can sometimes have some strength behind them. Oil here. This was another previous
Iceberg cell. Iceberg cell.
shot lower, bottomed a little bit, and then reversed. Kind of what I'm looking for.
Iceberg cell. Iceberg cell.
Higher on that. Yeah. Watching NASDAQ on another chart too.
Iceberg cell. Iceberg cell.
That was very unexpected. I was about to close up. Just going down the checklist. I would say we definitely have a major trend line. ES and NASDAQ are correlated. We're at a reversal zone. Definitely got an unhealthy move. Trend is
Top cell. Top cell.
I almost might be actually a little aggressive with my stop on this one. I need more room on this. NASDAQ kind of just sitting here. I mean, this looks bullish. It looks like it needs to stab higher. What is my source for news? Other than like pre-market, macro news, my source for news and tweets is cat. Okay. Way easier for me to ask you guys. You guys know way faster than I do. Kind of watch it and see how this looks like. Yeah, it looks like it's just at the bottom here. Like it could do a little stab here and then go higher. Kind of walking it out a little bit. I'm okay letting it kind of push down here a little.
Stop cell. Stop cell.
Higher, pretty good. If I miss the move, it's okay.
Stop cell. Stop cell.
I'd like to do a little pullback here, and then I think I get in for right here.
Stop by. Stop by. Stop cell. Stop cell.
Oh, yeah. Lapsing through. It's gonna be a
Stop cell. Stop cell. Stop cell. Stop cell. Stop cell. Stop cell. Iceberg buy. Sweep sellers. Sweep sellers. Iceberg buy.
I wish there was some kind of zoning, but it's just a freaking. God,
Stop cell. Stop sell.
Okay, I might buy it there. 2015, we're just going straight down, straight down. Needs to pull back some.
Stop sell. Stop sell. Stop sell. Stop sell. Stop button. Stop button.
Reloading, reloading for this next year. The trend traders in that area. You know, if you got short here, did. So right here. You see that? You guys can barely see this. People got short right in here. People got right here. They'll sell where. And then you get this God here, and now you're stuck short down here. And then it was just like, oh shit. Get back there. Stuck short. Lights and reaction there. Get out. So I'm going to try and find there. We also have a little tiny, not only a bead.
Stop button. Stop button. Stop sell. Stop sell. Stop sell. Stop sell.
Dang it, dude. Can you bump them back up? It's backwards too, so I have to guess resistance and magnets. So I'm gonna catch your AI here. You know that they have a trade off that. I watch and see how the market reacts based on the calls and stuff coming in and out. But the stuff is back, you can see there. Right to the next one. So here, the point is you want to know the results are magnets and resistance. So this one, SPX, this one's a spot. Still looking for on this thing. So let's retest. I should have retested.
Stop sell. Stop sell.
I just love all the things whipping around. Get the time and I can just sit here advancing around my trade for 5 minutes. So remember I said I was going to take a breaking away the arm here, which I need to cancel off of that. This my eyes revert. That's that breaking cancel. I stopped it on my mark. So the only thing I can do here is take a shot on this area.
This is a, right, so it's based on the balance areas. Conviction. That how I draw these on. Match up. So anyway, that's how I get to this, so I should. So if this comes back, so this is 100%, so I'm gonna retest because I guess it's straight. This comes back, I will take it as he's short, 30.8950, 30,089.50. Congratulations on my ring if they took that reversion.
Stop bot. Stop bot.
And you gotta change this too. So this is changing dynamically as far as my entry rate. It's changing with the ATO.
Top sell. Top sell.
And the way I enter these two is I force the market to push the ATR out plus 15% just because I've been burned so many times. As it tags it, it rips back to the zone. So I force it to get out of there. So that's the actual ATRs. 8850 is the entry picture. I mean, it's a short. All right, I'm still on ES. Anyway. Here I got and I'll get out of these areas too. So if this pops back up here, this is where it popped the first time. This gets up to 54s, 75, 54 SPX, which is basically the high over here. Let's see the differences. The SPX price, you got about a 15-point difference, 16-point difference. Yeah. So it's 16-point difference. So meaning 54 would be second. So that's where we're at. So this comes back up.
Iceberg sell. Iceberg sell.
Hey, there's your retest, by the way. I just knew I used the retest. All right, so that was my own fault. I was working it, and then I was going to put on the 2. Right, so I was working that reversion, and I canceled it. I was going to put on the 2. I don't know why I canceled it. I did. So they just like the sync trays. There you go. Here's the one back to the zone later. Welcome. All right, that comes back out. I'll put short. See if we can right here. Got an adjustment to that. Right. That's working. Just did the ATR retest. Too. Conversion trade. Conversion trade's a great trade at the beginning. Or if you just can't sit through whipsaw, you're actually taking advantage of whipsaw conversion trade. So I have access to it at the end of June because I got a beta. I'm beta testing it from that open app that they got to go through it. We have developers to make sure. Access to that. So I'm going to speaking of which, this is nice sample. I've got a couple days. You take advantage of that from my stuff, my courses and stuff. So I'm trying to very
Stop bot. Stop bot.
All right, so I would have been mad if I lost this because I already did it. So you remember told me I already did it. So once it does it, I don't do it again. This is drawing for the ATR. It actually hit the ATR over here. This is exactly why we put the one reversion trade in front of the ATR because these algos snap it back in front of the ATR all the time. So that's why that entry for the reversion trade is there. And
already happened, so I shouldn't even have missed. I had my chance to get it out there.
Stop sell. Stop sell.
What I could do here too, though, it's trade,
Stop buy. Stop buy.
so actually, not yet, it's gotta take the ATR twice. It tags the